Hey everyone, this is Unlock24, and today what I'm going to do is basically a viewer request, and some of you were asking to go ahead and see some more gameplay on the Gladiator Beast deck, and I'm guessing some of you are beginners and don't really know how to play the deck, but it's extremely simple to play it. There's really nothing to it. All you really have to remember is that if you want to go ahead and destroy a monster, you get the Murmillo. If you want to destroy spells, you get the Bestiari, and then this guy is just a giant beach stick. Whenever he comes out, he's at 21, I think. So the deck is extremely simple, and I changed it up a little bit since the last version I had. Just swapped out this guy for what was it, Augustus? I think I took out Augustus out and I put in Dimikari. But overall, the build is decent, and the reason I took out the Augustus is because if I was running balance and I was drawing it almost in every single hand. And I figured I'll go ahead and just take it out and have another monster in its place that's not a high level. But this version it seems to be working really well. It just really depends on what your matchups are. If you play against Phoenix, you're going to get trashed. It's a kind of 50-50 if you play against the Phoenix, just depending on how many Phoenixes he gets out. You can handle a couple of them, like one or two, but then if he goes out and gets a third one, you're just going to get completely destroyed. It does have a hard time dealing with like really high attack monsters like Ancient Gear Golem or a Blue Eyes, and if you don't have the impenetrable attack, there's really not much you can do, especially if they only have like a single high attack monster. The Wall Disruption, I mean, it helps, but not by a lot. Then I think you're only out to large monsters is the Curse of Anubis. Only if you're not switching like a Blue Eyes or a Dark Magician that's just a normal monster. Or a Windsor or Takwa, and then the enemy controllers. But again, those cards against Phoenix don't really work that much. But the deck is decent, and I think it's a really good. I'm not gonna say it's a budget deck because you do need some ultras and a lot of super rares. But if you've been playing for a while, I'm pretty sure even if you're free to play, you should have some like most of these cards. I think the harder ones would be the Floodgate Trap Holes. But if you don't have Floodgate Trap Holes, go ahead and put Security Orbs or maybe some tornadoes or twisters, or just another enemy controller and a security orb, or Sphere Karibo if you have a Sphere Karibo. Just something that will switch your opponent's monsters into defense or block some attack or something like that. Because what this deck kind of needs, it needs a lot of defense. Because it's only running 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 monsters, and once you get the monsters out, you want to go ahead and defend them as much as possible, and that's why you run a ton of traps, and you run the enemy controllers and the Super Rush, a single Super Rush. If you don't have the Floodgate, you can just put Super Rushes, so I guess it could work the same way. The Cyber Angel matchup is it's a little bit like a 50-50 also. Basically, when you play against Phoenix or Cyber Angels, it's a 50-50. Just depends who gets their stuff out first, and if she manages to go ahead and get the Kini super early while you don't have an enemy controller, most of the time they're gonna win. But if you have an enemy controller and they the Kini, most of the time you'll win. So it's very depending on the enemy controller, or I mean the Floodgate Trap Hole helps a little bit, but not by a lot. So. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into some of the replays, or let me get into the deck profile first, and then we'll get into the replays. So again, 3 Luquari, 2 Bestiari, 2 Murmillo, 1 Dimikari, 1 Super Rush Headlong, 3 enemy controllers, 2 Floodgate Trap Holes, 2 Impenetrable Attacks, 2 Wall Disruptions, 1 Curse of Anubis, and a Windstorm, along with 2 Gladiator Beast Heraclinos. You don't need 2, you can do it with just 1. It's extremely rare for you to summon him. A Nerokius, and I think you do need 1 Nerokius because you do need sometimes the tag effect where you can go ahead and tag out. And then 2 Esadari, and again the Esadaris, you can run it with 1. I mean, it's fine. Most of the time you're using the regular Gladiator Beast effect. And one of the things I don't like about the Esadari is that you can't flip it or kind of cycle it. You can't tag it out to bring out the 2 Gladiator Beast. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the replays. And I went from 6 to 10 with the Gladiator Beast, and I wasn't playing, or I wasn't against that many I guess what is it, like top tier decks. So it was kind of easy. I did lose, I think 2 or 3 times, and I lost to a very interesting deck that I don't remember if I recorded the replay, but I lost to a Phoenix deck, not the 2400 Phoenix, but the Spirit one. And that was a deck that I created a long time ago, whenever the Phoenix came out. Or I don't know if I created, but I was the first one who posted up on YouTube. And he was running the exact same build, with the exception of that he was running two ancient gear golems, and basically the exact same thing. But he had a little bit of upgrade with the golden ladybugs. Anyways, it was a really good build, and he didn't. Well, he didn't completely trash me, but he just lucked out on drawing a golem in the last turn. I don't know, hopefully I'll have it recorded, but we'll see if I recorded it or not. Don't remember what replays I recorded it. Anyways, the Democrat could sometimes be useful because he can attack twice, and there you see, you just attack for game. Alright, I think I'm gonna, let's see, I might need to go ahead and increase. No, I should keep the volume there. Let me know what you think about the volume on the game, and both on the on my voice, whether it's at a comfortable level or if I need to increase or decrease anything. Because again, I've just recently started using the new mic. I think my previous mic was defective. My previous one was a Blue Yeti, and I swapped it out for another Blue Yeti, and the sound quality is way better on this one. I think it was the Yeti, the other Blue Yeti, that was defective. I'm not entirely sure, but for some reason it didn't sound right. So I swapped it out, and I bought another Blue Yeti just to go ahead and see if it was the Blue Yeti that was messed up, the previous one. And it turned out that it was, and the idea was that if it wasn't the Blue Yeti, or if I had the same quality of sound, I'll just return the Blue Yeti, because I kind of do like the way it sits, and I don't really need to buy an arm for it or anything like that. So I figured I'd go ahead and buy one, and if that wasn't the case, that it was gonna get the same sound quality, I could just return it and then buy a different one. But I think the previous one was kind of messed up. But anyway, so this one seems to be working fine, or at least I think it's working fine. Let me know what do you think in the comment section below. And anyways, that replay, I mean, it's a basic deck, both the Gladiator Beast and the dinosaurs. And dinosaurs get completely trashed by gladiators, because the gladiators just get a ton of advantage by tagging out. Alright, playing against Seto Kaiba. Oh, and actually, this was supposed to be a tutorial for Gladiator Beast, and then I went on a rant on the microphone. But anyway, let's get into the tutorial. So basically here, what I want to do is just get a free tag. I'll go ahead and summon the Lakori, and then set the entire back row. He have counters though, which is kind of unfortunate. The idea was to go ahead and attack the summoner, and then tag out for a Bestiary to get rid of the back row. Here he trap jammers my Wall of Disruption, which it was fine because I could just go ahead and Windstorm. Next I go ahead and draw it, and I set the Super Rush attack over that, swap out for a, I think it was a, yeah, so it was a Murmillo to go ahead and destroy the Summoner. He gets a Blue Ice after that. And I always bring out the Gladiator Beast and attack moves, that way they're kind of enticed to attack. Even though I have a ton of defense, I have a Super Rush. And see, he was enticed to attack because he was in attack mode. And even if he would have destroyed the Murmillo, his monster was going to get destroyed anyway. But now I'm like, I have two monsters that I'm going to get 2 free tags. I'm going to go ahead and get the Bestiary to destroy the mountains. And then I'm going to swap out, I think the Lakori for a, what was it? Oh, this is when I still had the Augustus. But again, I did swap out the Augustus for the Democari. So I guess I didn't record any of the ones, because I played it in 2 parts, because I was running out of time. I was at work, and I played I think I went from 6 to 8 in the first part, and then from 8 to 10. And for some reason, I didn't record the 8 to 10s, which were the way better matchups. I played against a couple of Phoenix. I played against a Cyber Angel, and against that Phoenix deck, which unfortunately I didn't save any of them for whatever reason. But oh well, I guess it'll have to do with these recordings or this replay that I have. So again, the deck's extremely easy to use. All you really have to do is remember what Gladiator beast is that you need at that situation. And see, here's when I'm drawing this guy, and I was drawing it almost every single hand, so I decided to take it out. Anyway, so this is against a Phoenix. I can go. I think I'll lose this one. I'm not entirely sure. Cause I can't summon this guy. He was just stuck in my hand. Okay, 14. Oh, I kind of top deck into a Bestiary, I think, if I remember correctly. But we'll see. He might win. I don't remember this game at all. Alright, so I did get a Bestiary, attack over it. I swap it out for a Quarry, I think. And then I do have defense, so even if he's gonna go ahead and activate the island to go ahead and send. He didn't draw a Phoenix, is what I'm thinking, because if he would have drawn a Phoenix, he would have destroyed my entire background. I'd be left in a really bad place. But fortunately for me, he didn't have a Phoenix, and I can go ahead and tug out and get rid of the background, which I think was an enemy controller, which I'm not sure. Oh no, it was the guy to bring out the Berserk Dragon. So he draws into a Phoenix. He destroys it with the island. But there's really no follow-up after that, because he's only at 1800 now. So I can just go ahead and win, and then he just surrenders. Alright, and then the last one again, it's a Field of Warriors, I think. But anyways, I think you should be able to take Gladiator Beast to maybe like 15 or maybe even 17. You just straight out play with it. It's a really easy deck to use. It's extremely annoying to play against, because it gets way too many pluses. I don't know if it needs to get restricted in any way, because nothing is like really too overpowered. I think what makes a deck win is all the back row. So if you're having a tough time playing against it, maybe run like some Sphere Karibos maybe, or some chainable back row like enemy controllers, or maybe some straight flushes if you're seeing a lot of them, because a lot of them tend to like set 3 cards in the back row, which is it's a really bad mistake to set 3 cards in the back row. I'm doing it, but most of the time when I'm playing like in the higher ranks, I never do it. Because again, that's overextending, and then you meet up with like a Phoenix, and then you go extremely negative, and most of the time you'll lose if you have like all 3 back rows. But in the lower ranks, I mean, that doesn't really matter how many you set, because I'm not gonna say that the lower ranks people are bad. They just don't have the experience that the people in higher ranks have, and I think that's kind of what differentiates the higher ranks between the lower ranks. Is that they have more experience, and they know how to play the game a little bit better. But anyway, there you go. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you have some sort of suggestion, or if you want to see a video of a particular thing, do leave me a comment, or send me a message on Facebook. I do check Facebook. I think that's the social media that I look to for on the most, and that's because I use it for work. It's how we communicate with other co-workers, and how we do most of the communication through it. We don't use the intercom for whatever reason, so it's extremely easy to me to go ahead and just check on Facebook. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead and check out there. I have my page down in the description below, and if you enjoyed my videos, go ahead and leave me a like, and if you are enjoying the content, go ahead and leave me, or subscribe to content. I don't know why I said leave me, but anyways, I'm saying way too many times, which means don't really know what else to say. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.